Things that you print out of thin air eventually will disappear into thin air. It's Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. I want to thank everybody for the incredible letters, the support. I could not do this without all of you. And I just want to remind everybody, any donation sent, that money is going to go to continue to help homeless people, people in need, animals, dogs, cats, whatever. That money does not go to me. That money is going to go to help people and animals in need. So anybody who sent a donation, thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that that money goes to helping other people and animals. Let's get into what's going on today. Things that are printed out of thin air eventually disappear into thin air. And that's why I got this package right here. This came from BULLION today. I'm going to open it. Opened it earlier, but I'm going to open it for all of you on this show, because all this money printing, all this stimulus, all this quantitative easing is just printing money out of thin air. And it's creating massive debt, massive devaluation of the American dollar. And I really fear, and I'm very concerned about what's coming. And that's why I am buying and investing in things like this. This is why I'm protecting my wealth. Now, there's people out there that are firm believers that cryptocurrency is going to be wealth protection, that cryptocurrency is real money. And you got to do what you believe you have to do, what you believe is right. For me, I believe it's gold. I believe it's silver. I believe it's having some cash until cash is no longer usable, because at some point it's not going to have any worth at all. But in the meantime, I believe that it is still important to have some cash. I believe it's extremely important to have your debts paid down. But most of all, I believe this stuff right here is extremely important. And look, we're talking about the financial situation, okay? What's more important than this? Security is more important than this. Food and water is more important. Walking very close to God is the most important. Having a game plan, being your own asset, these things are extremely important, even more important than what's in this box. But if you have security, if you have food and water preparation, if you got your debts paid down, then you need to be owning gold. You need to be owning silver. I was reading an article today on the hedge. Stimulus addiction disorder, the debt disposable earnings pyramid. This is by Tyler Durbin. And it's a very good article. If you get a couple minutes, check it out. I'm going to go through it a little bit for you today and paraphrase. But many people writing to me in the comments, many people writing to me today on Facebook, and just talking to people on the phone, personal friends, telling me about the lines of people at the stores, telling me how busy their local Walmart is, telling me how the big screen televisions are flying off the shelves. People are now getting the stimulus money, or they're anticipating the arrival of this new stimulus money, and they're already spending it. They may not even have it yet, but they know that they're going to have it. They're already spending it before they even have it. So Walmarts are flooded. I drove by a couple Starbucks today. The lines are backed up. I'm sure if I went by Dutch Brothers today, there was probably 80 cars in line there. You know I'm not exaggerating. Watch my video. And all this is going to run, ladies and gentlemen, until it fails. And I'm here to tell you 110%, I guarantee it is all going to fail. I'm not going to tell you that I think it's going to fail. It probably will fail. It might fail. I'm here to tell you it is 110% going to fail. Now, I can't tell you when that day is going to happen, but I can tell you from what I see, from everything that I've read, from everything we know throughout history, all this is unsustainable, and it is guaranteed to fail, because it's guaranteed every time throughout history, and this is no different. Even though they tell you this time it's different, they always say that, and it always fails. People at some point will have to pay the bills. And I don't think people realize that. I think that they feel that they're getting their extended unemployment, they're getting their $300 a week benefits, they're not paying their rent, they've skipped out on mortgage payments. And life right now for millions of people is a party. And it's going to end, ladies and gentlemen. And this is when big trouble hits America, when people are going to be forced to have to pay the bills, when it's time to pay the rent and all the back rent, when it's time to pay the mortgage payments, when it's time to pay those student loans. This is when reality is going to hit people right in the mouth. Wages are stagnant. Household earnings are spent on non-discretionary expenses such as rent, mortgages, taxes, food, utilities. And when people pay all of this, nothing is left. And this is another reason we're going to see very, very big trouble. People are just getting by, if they're getting by at this point. Many people are drowning in debt already. What is going to happen when the bills have to get paid? Here's the problem. Earnings are flat, and the cost of essentials are steadily rising. You see that with healthcare, you see that with rent, you see that at the grocery store, etc. Now there's less disposable income to service the debt. This is a big problem for the American economy that depends on debt-funded consumption to fuel growth. People must continue to consume, even with money they don't have. No increase in debt means no increase in consumption, which means no growth. Who's going to buy all these goods and services? The Federal Reserve and the US government have played two financial tricks. The Fed has lowered interest rates to near zero, reducing the cost of mortgages so that the same stagnant earnings can support a much larger mortgage. The federal government has increased its borrowing to fund various stimulus programs, most of which are corporate welfare, to monopolies in the form of subsidies, tax breaks, government contracts, etc. But as the consumer economy weakens, the government is increasing its stimulus to households as well, all with borrowed money that is theoretically serviced by taxes and earnings. These tricks, ladies and gentlemen, are unsustainable. Interest rates can't go lower than zero without bankrupting the banking sector, and federal spending is completely untethered from the revenues. So now we have not just zombie companies, but we have a zombie economy here in America. We are borrowing money to service new and existing debt. We have a zombie economy consisting of we have a zombie economy consisting of zombie companies and zombie consumers that need to borrow to sustain the illusion of solvency. Isn't that amazing? The economy, companies, households, it has all become an illusion. It's all been zombified. Everything and everybody is addicted to stimulus. The Fed now must create trillions of dollars out of thin air to buy the treasury bond that are sold to fund trillions of dollars in stimulus. This sham, ladies and gentlemen, is guaranteed to collapse without a doubt. It is going to collapse. And as I said earlier, this is the stuff I'm buying. This is a complete illusion of zombie companies, a zombie economy, and zombie consumers, all addicted to money being printed out of thin air. And this is why I believe, this is me and I don't give financial advice, this is why I believe you must have real money. So got it right here. I bought some silver. And look, are there things I'd rather be spending money on? Yeah, I could be having a lot more fun with this money than buying gold and silver rounds and coins. But we're at a point here, ladies and gentlemen, where you have to make a choice. If you want to protect your wealth, if you want to set your future up, if you want to have purchasing power when all of this collapses, because we are going to see massive sales, record sales, historic sales here in America when everything collapses. And so right now, to me, I'm not gambling. I'm not going to gamble in cryptos. I'm not gambling in the stock market. I'm preserving wealth. I'm saving money, and I am going to purchase as much as I can, whether that's a couple homes, maybe some land, maybe some other assets. But I'm buying stuff like this. yes, I could be spending this money and gambling it in the stock market. Yes, I could be gambling it in cryptocurrencies right now. But look, I'm old school. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. And let me tell you, when you hold an ounce, this is a Philharmonic right here. I bought a tube of these, beautiful Philharmonic. And when you hold an ounce of beautiful silver like this, I'm going to tell you, this is definitely God's money. Incredible. And yes, I did get this at SD Bullion, link down below. People contact me all the time and ask me about a reputable place to purchase gold and silver. SD Bullion is where I purchase all my gold, all my silver. I have a link down below. Check them out. They got this to me probably in about 2 weeks, which I thought was really, really quick for everything that's going on. This stuff is not easy to get. Also, in the purchase, I also got one of these. I love these. They're just iconic to me. Gold buffalo right there. Got the gold Indian right there and the gold buffalo on the back. And to me, this is just pure Americana right here. An iconic piece of history right here. The buffalo and the Indian. I love these. So I got one of these. I got a tube of Philharmonics in silver. And I'm going to tell you, I feel better knowing that I have this stuff. This will go into a safe location. And I pray that I never ever have to use it. But from everything I'm sharing with you, from everything that I'm reading, from all the comments I'm reading down below, everything happening to this economy, there's going to come a time that I'm going to have to use that, whether that might be for more food, whether that's to buy a piece of land, to buy a house. I believe that stuff like this is going to have massive purchasing power, while we're going to see the biggest sales in real estate and in other assets. We're going to see sales unlike we ever thought humanly possible take place in America. I remember 2008, and let me tell you, I saw some really, really big sales, but I wasn't really prepared. I wasn't really awake to what was going on. This time around, I'm awake, I'm prepared, and I'm going to take advantage of this wealth transfer the best that I can. I'm going to protect my wealth the best that I can. And I'm going to just cover everything across the board, from security to food to water to everything, because this is going to happen one time and one time only. And you want to be on the winning side of this. You need to be thinking like a central bank. You need to be thinking like a billionaire. You need to be thinking like the 1%, because they're going to capitalize on this. And the masses are going to absolutely be slaughtered here. The hedge today, U.S. retail sales collapse in February. Online sales plunge. Industrial production tumbled 2.2% month over month. Year over year drop in production is down to 4.25%. Manufacturing plunged 3.1% month over month. The biggest drop was in motor vehicle production. It wasn't that long ago when everybody was telling me about how busy their car lots were in their town, and how great the auto industry was doing. And look, I was reading what was really going on. Just because you live in a small town and your Chevy dealership was having a good month doesn't mean the entire auto sector was doing well. It's been doing really, really bad for over a year. The biggest drop was in vehicle production. It crashed 12.7%. That is absolutely horrendous. Motor vehicle parts manufacturing tumbled 4.9%. Again, horrendous. And wait till people have to start paying their bills. And if somebody would please comment down below, if you know anything about the repo business, if you have a friend or family member, or if you're in the repo business, what does the repo business look like right now in the auto sector? How many cars are you repoing a night, a week, a month? Let us know. I would love to know what is happening in the auto sector as far as repossessions, because I would imagine that there are a lot of people losing their cars right now. So I'm going to wrap it up right there. We'll see what the Fed says this week. The market's either going to like it or it's going to hate it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the Fed says, because it's all an illusion. Do you really trust the banking system? Do you trust what the Fed says? You better start trusting in yourself, because at the end of the day, when this whole thing collapses, which it will, you're going to be reliant on you, not the Fed, not the banking sector, not the government, not your friends. You will be reliant solely on you. So I hope that you're walking a little bit closer to God. I hope that you're acquiring a little bit more of this stuff. Now, yes, there's a lot of people going to Walmart today. They're spending those stimulus checks. They're buying those big screen TVs. But you know what? Again, there's stuff I could be buying today. This is what I'm buying. Yeah, it's not exciting. It doesn't do tricks. I can't eat it. But at some point, things got really, really bad. I could sell this and I could buy food. I could buy water. Check out what happened in Zimbabwe. Check out what's been happening in Venezuela. This stuff right here still buys food, still buys water, still buys other assets. So this stuff is immensely, immensely important in your portfolio, whether that's food, water, security, or real money like this, gold and silver. This is incredible stuff. And if you've never held an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver, you'll know what I mean. When you get an ounce of silver or gold in your hands, you're going to know what it really, really means to own real money, to have a piece of God's money in your hands. This stuff's been here for 5,000 years. It's not going away, ladies and gentlemen. The power goes out. Somebody will still sell me an asset or food or water for this or this. I can use it in any place in the world. Nobody knows where it's at, how much I have, where it's at, what I'm doing with it. It's pretty much untraceable. And that's the great thing about it. Electricity on, electricity off, computer, no computer. Everybody in the world knows what this is. It's real money. And people are willing to give me something for it in good times and especially in bad times. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful week. God bless all of you. Please make sure to share this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and make sure that you hit the bell notification so that you are alerted with the newest video. God bless all of you. Talk to all of you very, very soon.